What do you do when everything's crashing down on you and there's nowhere else to run? Do you sit and act like nothing's happening? Or do you get up and fight until you know you've won? The news about the overturn of the Voting Rights Act by the Supreme Court has really got me to thinking. What happened to the way that we used to care about our rights? As lately, it seems like not enough people care anymore. Then I realized, y'all don't care enough because you're too wrapped up into bullshit that is distracting you from your own lives.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
You are under spell, people. You're under spell. I ain't under spell. You are.
Like, people start to get a little bit of money and comfort and then start acting like it really saves them from dealing with the problems that have been plaguing this country since its inception. And I wish that I could say that this problem started with social media, but it's been bigger than that for a long time now. What I've realized it is the result of the black celebrity effect. Into oblivion.
'Cause you're mine.
Historically, the number one way to get some real money and have some real type of power outside of a traditional system has been through becoming rich and famous in entertainment, meaning aka becoming a celebrity. Now, celebrity culture has done nothing for anybody of any race, but I'm specifically talking about black people in this video and black celebrities in this video because of what I've noticed has been happening lately and because I'm quite frankly fed up with seeing how many people view celebrities who just so happen to be black as some kind of leaders with integrity who would actually have the guts to voice radical opinions that conflict with the ideas and the projects of exploitative people and individuals that they rub shoulders with at these weirdo parties. Not understanding that they are not the masters of their own fate. They are not the captains of their own ship. Like, Kevin Hart is not going to not laugh at racist jokes because he's a coon. It's in him. It's only natural to laugh at racist jokes, even if the jokes aren't funny. And the same thing for the situation with Snoop Dogg and Nelly. These are just small examples that I'm giving you as far as them two performing at you know whose initiation. Whatever. There's people who put integrity over money and a false status. And then there's people who can be bought, owned, and sold. Simple as that. Of course, in order to become a celebrity, you'd have to have some kind of talent, whether you be actually gifted for performing entertainment or gifted with an entertaining personality. So obviously, not everyone could be a celebrity, but for the ones who did make it as a member of an ethnic group of people with no economic, political, lawful power, or real ownership of anything, reaching celebrity status became easy to categorize into a position where their only representation of power and true value in a capitalistic system is lifestyle, flashy things, and money, while everyone else just watched. For the average person in America, the lavish lifestyle of celebrities hasn't necessarily been something that's easy to relate to. So watching celebrities went from just admiring them for their talent, seeing them as entertainment, to living vicariously through them, and for some wanting to be them for their lifestyle. Parasocial relationships and idolizing these individuals has been used as an escape from a reality that looked completely different from the realm of possibilities. It was a prideful thing to be black and watch another black person who looks like you appear to be successful. And this is when we start using words like representation, because if a famous black person came from the hood, it gave kids from that same or similar areas with similar aspirations the hopes of one day making it too. And for black kids in America, making it by being rich and famous is the main way that we are associated with success in the media. Even now, instead of it just being celebrities, it's YouTubers, streamers, and influencers. From my own personal experience, I remember being in school, I was in like the 3rd grade, and going to our library that had books of autobiographies of celebrities like Jay-Z, Diddy, and Ludacris. And I specifically remember picking up the book with Diddy on it because that was the first time that I learned that he had 5 names. And I remember thinking to myself, this is kind of weird. Why does he have so many names? And I liked that book because it just so happened to be bubblegum pink, which is my favorite color. But whatever. Anyways, my point is the only way that children are exposed to true Black representation of leadership, invention, and education is if they're researching on their own or at home. Because generally, children are not exposed to true Black activists, creators, inventors, scientists, educators, and things that actually matter. Which for Black children, it's important to have because representation matters. And because these things in these professions revolve around real life and building a future for people that look like them and not just cars, clothes, hoes, and chains. Because if we don't have representation in these areas that help build our future in systems that require representation and relatability to all people across the board, where does that leave a future? Why would it only be a mono or an undiversified board of leadership for a very diverse population? That is a recipe for disaster. The reason why so many young boys in the past have wanted to make it to the NBA or to be a rapper is really because these professions have been glamorized as the only representation of economic power or economic freedom, or an economic lift for men who look like them or who come from the same or similar backgrounds that they come from. Not because they actually have talent in the sport or because they actually have a real love or calling for music. And it's the same situation with streamers. This is what we call conditioning.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
The Black celebrity effect is deterring people from seeing the life around them because it makes people become a passenger seat in their own lives, made people become docile, and made people numb to the reality around them because people have gotten so used to stuffing themselves with entertainment and not actually living. Not actually taking the time to experience life for themselves because there's so much going on around us. Everybody's in this constant loop of the system and this rat race and going to work and living in a capitalistic society and paying bills and being badgered with other problems in life, like maybe emotional problems or family issues, to the point where people don't even realize that they're numbing themselves with food, with entertainment, with shopping, even at the stores. Everything around us is used as kind of like this temporary band-aid or this temporary fix, or let me just give you this little pacifier so that you have an illusion that life is enjoyable and life is good just because you can go to the store, just because you can watch your favorite athletes on TV or your favorite music artists on TV, or go to this concert every once in a while, or go on vacation every once in a while. But nobody is actually taking the time to want to make their life, especially Americans living in America, nobody is taking the time to actually want to make their life living in America worth living in, because we are so badgered with distraction. And that's really on a general perspective, but especially for Black celebrities and the way that Black celebrities have been marketed towards Black people. Because Obviously, it's no surprise that Black people in America haven't had the best history. The history has been trash. So again, seeing Black celebrities that Black people in America could possibly relate to, and seeing these people as like these idols that made it out of the hood and they made something of themselves. There's people who have made it so that these celebrities kind of have to have this badger of representing. Like, just because one person from the same background does one thing, that means everybody has to identify with that one thing. But nobody really realizes that the reason why these celebrities can't say what it is that they really feel, especially politically, is because they don't necessarily own their image. They might get penalized by sponsors or the record labels. They get censored. So the thing is, if they aren't free to do what they want, why look to them as if they have all this power or as if they're a leader? That's not it. Our psychology as humans in this world, this country, runs on business. Business, money, power. And the most lucrative commodity, Black buying power and the Black attention. Because what we pay attention to makes pop. We are soul operating people. We like flashy things, beautiful clothes, beautiful music, things that make the soul happy. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. This is actually great because it allows us to express ourselves. It's soul expression. The problem comes because they know us more than we know ourselves. And the problem in that is people have used these soul expressive things to entertain themselves to the point of becoming numb, distracting themselves from their own lives, living under spells. The spells of the celebrity effect, the spells of technology, the spells of social media, the spells of becoming numb to our surroundings, the spells of false movements and false narratives pushed on social media that is meant to be a plant in order to cause destruction and distraction. A lot of the things we see go viral is made up rhetoric to cause chaos. Gender wars, celebrity gossip, celebrity drama, who has beef with who tweeted about what. All of it is noise. If the minds of the people are forever distracted and full of chaos, how will they ever reach true order, peace, and lead a healthy life? They can't. If in the 60s and the 70s, during the civil rights era, things were able to get done because they had slower lives and less distraction, which gave them more motivation to be educated and to be focused, this is when I start to question, has all of this stuff been by design? Now everything surrounding you packaged and marketed to make you comfortable, appearing to make life easier by way of technology, to make our brains dumber and slower, getting used to instant gratification at a push of a button instead of going to seek out the information ourselves, to keep you entertained by sucking your energy and robbing your mind while the system and the world goes on and you just watch as a passenger, scroll by and say, damn, that's crazy, or that don't make no sense. But what can we do? Escapism makes you docile and easy to control, which is the perfect situation for a population of people who would not take their human rights as seriously as they should, and who would be too lazy to educate themselves on politics that would affect their lives and their children's lives. And if we really want to talk about it, a completely different topic of conversation will also have to be acknowledging the stupid differences that people have with each other that cause people to fight with each other as opposed to fighting for each other and fighting for humanity. I know, it can be exhausting, but I say all of this to say that it's not that I think that we're completely done for, or that this is just the end of the world, it's so catastrophic. Oh, I don't think that at all, because we as people have been faced with worse. The things that are happening now have happened before, and yet we've prevailed. But my thing is, it's just extremely frustrating when people don't see what's happening. whether it be because they refuse not to see or because they just genuinely don't get it. I know I said that this is the Black celebrity effect, but it truly goes beyond this. It's like the people's need to numb themselves from a life that they aren't 100% comfortable with. And this is a collective issue. Thank you for watching.
You are under spells, people.